Hey all, as a founder of White Scholars, I tend to meet a lot of students who would like to become a data scientist or an AI engineer. But unfortunately, they don't know the roadmap. So let's welcome Bhavesh, who is a data scientist who transformed himself from a fresher to a data scientist at Microsoft.
Hi, Bhavesh. It's nice to have you here.
In fact, I'm glad to be here. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me. I've been following this White Scholar for quite some time now, and I've seen like you guys are working hard every day to bridge the gap between the student skill set and the industry. What is the requirement in the industry? So at that point, like you guys are working really, really good. So thanks.
Great. Thank you so much for your kind words, Bhavesh. So, Bhavesh, how is it working with Microsoft?
I mean, now it's like 2.5 years for me working at Microsoft, and it has been an amazing journey up until now. Like, we are having fun, we are enjoying our work, we have a lot of things to work, interesting things to work on. We have a nice people over there. People are like always supportive and all. So it's been an amazing. It's a like up and down, and it's like amazing journey over there. We are doing a lot of stuffs over there, like technical wise, work wise, as well as uplifting ourselves personally. I have improved a lot since I joined Microsoft, so it's been great.
Cool, cool. So, from a fresher to a data scientist at Microsoft, how cool is that? Can you tell us a little about your journey?
Oh yeah, definitely. So like I graduated from a tier 3 college. It was from Government Engineering College, Bilaspur, and then I had an interest in data science since college days, and I joined a company, a Pune-based company, as a software engineer. For a year, I worked there. Since beginning, I wanted to know, like I wanted to work as a data scientist, but in the beginning, I did not get that opportunity. So I kept working. I just kept reading about all this stuff, ML, deep learning, and all those things. And the moment I got the opportunity, like after a year, my resume got selected at Microsoft. I was quite happy, and I gave the interview and got selected, and I started working there. So
Amazing, amazing. So, can you tell us who all can learn data science?
I believe like anybody can learn data science. It's not like any specific to any person or any background you need to start with data science. Like I have seen people coming from different backgrounds, like people coming from medical, people coming from commerce background, like IT industry. I believe not only data science but IT industry. I personally believe you can start whenever you want. You just need to scale up, you just need to learn about coding and how this industry work, and it's very easy, I would say. Anybody can do it. So yeah, in fact, I would like to share one of the things that I've learned throughout my journey. Like when people coming from different backgrounds, it's really helpful for them as well as for the industry. Like, for example, if I say in my previous company, I was working as a software engineer, but there was this client who was into medical, okay? And there was also some data science work was going on. And in terms of medical, if I take about medical, for example, there is a lot of work going on in data science to improve hospitals, to improve the way the doctors are performing. So when a person coming from medical background coming into data science, now they have a base knowledge of medical, right, as well as they have the knowledge of data science at the same time. So when they apply all those things with their base knowledge and apply all those things in the data science, it really helps them. And to add on to that, like I am working as a data scientist, but I am into security domain. We are creating solutions for the security thing in the Microsoft. So if I would be having, I don't have a security background, but people who already have security background, it's an added advantage to them. So when people coming from different backgrounds or different knowledge, so it's really helpful. Like, doesn't matter like which background you have, but it's really helpful for you as well as for the industry.
Irrespective of which domain they come from, if they have that knowledge and if they are equipped enough with data science skills, then they could be
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
great, great. That's amazing to know. Okay. Can a student with career gap learn data science, Bhavesh?
I believe, yeah. I have some friends who has some career gap. They are right now working as a data analyst in some other company. See, and when it comes to data science, in the industry, we are not looking for some career gap or something like that is a hurdle. Yeah, people mention, but you need to have a good reason why you have a career gap. If you have that good reason, then with that, if you have right skill set, what that person is looking, your interviewer is looking for, so I believe that career gap will not create any problem. We are looking for a skill set basically. Okay, if you have that right skill set, if you have that knowledge, I don't think so that is a hurdle. So people who has career gap, they don't have to be demotivated about it. Just keep learning, stick to the path, stick to what you're learning, grow yourself, skill up yourself, and that will help.
Great.
Yeah.
So, Bhavesh, you were just saying that anyone can learn data science. So, if I am someone who is from a non tech background and would like to learn data science, how does my roadmap look like? What all should I learn?
That's a nice question. I was from a computer science background. I did computer science engineering. When I say any person who don't have any knowledge about coding and all those things, I would say it would be a little difficult as compared to the person who already has some knowledge. Okay, you need to put on some extra efforts. You need to put on some extra hours to work on your skills, to uplift yourself. It would be a little difficult, but not impossible for sure. Okay, because I've seen people who are coming from non-tech background, they work hard and they get onto it. You just need to start with any of the programming language, because I have also seen like so many people, students asking me, which programming language should I choose? You just need to pick one, whichever you find it easy. Don't get dependent on the libraries, I would suggest to everybody, but to be more technical. And so if you have one programming language handy, you can go on, pursue some data analyst course. Okay, you can get along with machine learning, you can go on with deep learning. Like it's a roadmap. So you have to work and you have to create projects, which is very, very important for everybody, I would say, not only for a non-tech background person.
When you said that there is one programming language that the non tech background candidate has to excel, what would you suggest as a programming language?
Okay, so if you're getting into data science, I would say you can start with Python.
Okay.
Python is the best programming language that you can have because it's easy, it's readable, you have everything you can work on. And anyway, when you come in the industry, most of the people are using Python. They are using other languages as well, but you can learn when you go there. But in the initial days, you can start with Python. It's a good programming language, I would say.
Okay, that's great. Then, do you think that it is required to have great communication skills if they want to excel in data science?
Personally, I believe it's not only about data science. You need to have a good communication skills. And when I say communication skills, it's not about the language I'm saying. I'm not talking about English or Hindi. It's about the message that you want to deliver. You must be knowing whatever you're thinking, the other person who is sitting next to you need to understand that. It should not be like, okay, you're saying something and the other person is not getting anything. So you need to be a good presenter. So that is a much needed skill, I think, not only in data science, in every field. But specific, when I say about data science, at the time of data analysis and when you deal with clients, you need to create a story out of data and you need to explain to them like what your data is saying, because they are non-tech person. They don't know what the data is saying. So you need to explain them in the layman terms possible. So at that point of time, you will be needing some communication skills. So that is much needed. And at the time of interview too, you will be needing some good communication skills.
Yeah, right, right. Great. So, what would you suggest a non-coder to start their journey with data science?
See, you need to know how to create graphs. We have a free source called Tableau.
Okay.
You can start with that. If you have some data, you will get the data internet. It's free. Okay, you just Google it, any data, and start creating plots. Try to see what data is saying. You need to know the problem statement. Once you have the problem statement, you can just download the data. It will be mostly related to that. And once you have that data, you have Tableau, you have normal things that you can create plots by yourself, like with a very little knowledge of Python and like libraries like Seaborn and Matplotlib, all those things, you can definitely create some plots. You need to have some analytical thinking. You need to know how to understand that data, which is a much needed thing. So that is something that you can start with.
Great. So, freshers getting into data science, is it a myth or a fact?
That's a good question. I really like that question. So first of all, you're sitting next to fresher itself. When I joined Microsoft, I was a fresher. I worked for a year in one of the companies, but I personally believe when I joined Microsoft, I was a fresher. So yeah, for a fresher, it is possible. It's a bit difficult. Okay, it's not that easy because when it comes to data science, it's a kind of a research field. That's what how I look at it. It is good to have some experience. You probably not get a big tech company, but you can start with a small company. At least you will be having your career started in the data science field.
Right.
Okay, so see, the thing is, when I was a fresher, I found it difficult to find a data scientist job. Uh, but with time, like in the industry, it says like if you have 1 year of experience, it's not that big of an experience. You're just learning, and people take at least 1 year or 1.5 year to get on to what is going on in the industry. They need to understand the business. There are a lot of things that you need to learn and that you learn in 1 year, and it's a very limited time to switch into some other company. And when you join another company, you are a fresher, to be honest. Okay, so it's something the same. It's a little difficult, I would say. I know, to meet the requirements, because yeah. So, but it is not impossible. You can join. You can start your career journey as a fresher. You can start your journey as a data scientist. Yeah.
Great. What skills do a fresher need to have to crack a data scientist job?
The basic knowledge of how the machine learning algorithms are working, data analysis. You need to know how to engineer the data that you have. You need to know how to mold that data, how to get the information out of it, how to get the insights out of it, how to use that into a model so that you can get the output. You can solve a problem statement. You need to know that. You need to have that skill set. You need to know how the SQL is like SQL skill set is very, very much needed thing that you need to have.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with data and you don't know what data and from where it is coming. Because in the beginning, I started with SQL. You probably not be using it in the industry, but you may be using something similar to SQL. Like I'm using KQL. I'm not using SQL anymore. But you need to have one thing to deal with data, that is SQL. Once you have that SQL skill, I need to understand like how the algorithm is working. That's how you're gonna implement that, right? Because when you're having a new problem statement, you need to know, you need to understand like what is the exact solution that you're going to put forward, so that you can get the output of it. So machine learning algorithms, the basics, the mathematics that is going on behind it. And after that, once you have that machine learning skill set, once you know how the algorithms are working, you need to have a deep learning concept. I'm not talking about going very deep into something. I'm talking about like you need to have some experience with the deep learning algorithms. Create some algorithms, create like work on CNN or NLP, something. It's very easy, it's not hard. Once you have the deep learning concepts now, so you will also understand like how the machine learning algorithms were working behind fit predict.
Right, right.
Okay, plus this will be a added advantage that we'll be having if you're having some knowledge with the latest technology that is going on, like ChatGPT. You need to know like how the prompts are working, how the prompts are being created, and how you can implement that into your project.
With the rise of AI, do you see any change in the data science role?
Change is inevitable. You cannot skip away. Changes will come, but it's not like it will replace or something like that. Okay, it's like the way of working will change. It will ease the work, but you have to stay updated for that. For example, if I say my father is an accountant, earlier when he started his job, he used to work on paper and registers and all those things, and all of a sudden computer came in. He has to switch to computer. Basically all the work has shifted to computer, so he updated himself. Today even we used to use Google, we still use Google, but there are so many people who are using ChatGPT because it is easing the work. We haven't removed Google from the picture, so changes is inevitable for sure, but you have to stay updated with the latest technology. That is what I would say.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Why do you think students struggle to get a job these days?
uh, well, I would say Like when I was a student, I struggled too. So that is quite common. I believe there are a lot of engineers and they are lacking those skill set which are needed. Okay, I'm saying there are a lot of opportunities. Companies are trying to hire so many people. Okay, the supply is there, but the quality is not there. Okay, so I believe students need to work on their skill set first. Okay, they're lacking those capabilities, those skill set. India has there are a lot of colleges. Majorly, they are focusing on the theory part, right? They are less with practical. That's what I have seen when I was studying. So students need to have hands-on experience here. That is a requirement in the industry. You need to be well versed with the technology, and how you're gonna get that is by building projects on working hand. So real life experiences needed actually. So that is something we're lacking. They are lacking
Very
actually.
crucial.
Point, Bhavesh. I think that's where White Scholars is, acting upon and ensuring that the students are equipped well with the knowledge, especially in terms of hands-on projects that they need to do to get a job. So yeah, looking forward to making their lives better.
I know you guys. So yeah, definitely that is something that students need these days. So that's great.
What do companies expect from a candidate for a data scientist role?
It's a very subjective question, to be honest. It depends what are the requirements of the company basically. Okay, whenever company puts some requirements, it's not like you need to be 100% well versed in that on those particular technologies. You should be having some good knowledge about the topics that you know, but you should be clear in your basic concepts. Like you should be having knowledge of any of the query language, and you need to have some data analytical thinking. You need to have some ML, some knowledge of deep learning. You should have built some one or two projects, and after that you need to have some good knowledge about the latest technology that is going on in the market. If you want to add on to your skills, which will give you an extra edge from other students, then DevOps is something that you should be needing. Okay, because I think almost every company have switched to DevOps now. So you should be having all those things.
Cool. What projects do students have to work to crack data scientist job?
Okay. See, when you're learning anything, it's not just about cracking. Okay. You should be creating at least one project. I'm saying at least one project on every technology. To be specific, you should be having one project with respect to data analysis. You should be having one project with supervised and unsupervised machine learning. You should be having one project with deep learning,
Okay.
creating neural networks. It will give you a huge knowledge and understanding like how algorithms work. And after that, if you can include the latest technology into your projects, that would be great. So these are some projects that you should be working on. If I'll be taking the interview, then before looking at what you did in your school time or what you did in your college time or how you studied, whatever courses you have taken, I'll first go into the projects that you have worked on and what have you written and how did you worked on that project. I would be more interested on that even more than the companies that you have worked on. You should be working on some good projects. So that is much needed. Yeah.
Cool. That's nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhavesh, for your valuable insights. Look forward to transforming this information to our students, and I'm sure this information will help them find a job. Thank you.
Thanks, Rita. Thanks for having me here, and thanks, White Scholars. Yeah, thanks.